If you're a government employee who started working before March 1998, you qualify for an extra tax-free benefit. And this means that you can access a part of your money without paying any tax, whether you choose to retire or resign. Sounds great, right? But here's the problem. The exact amount isn't disclosed. And how would you know if the calculation was correct? And what if SARS makes a mistake? And let me share with you a real story. A few months ago, I worked with a government employee to calculate his pre-98 tax-free benefit. But when SARS processed his payout, there was a mistake and over 200,000 rands was taken away in taxes. Now thankfully, I knew how to check the calculations and I was able to help him recover every single cent of this. But here's the big question. What if you don't know how the pre-98 benefit works? How can you protect yourself and make sure that you're getting your full tax-free amount, money that's rightfully owed to you? In this video, I'll break down how the pre-98 tax-free benefit works, the key factors that are used in the calculation, and simple steps that you can use to ensure that you're not losing out even if SARS makes a mistake. Now, if you are tired of paying too much in tax and you want to learn how you can keep more money for yourself, make sure that you watch right until the very end. Now, I want to start this off by talking about how does the pre-98 benefit work. Let's take a look at this. Now, as I shared with you at the start, government employees who had started working before 1998 could access a portion of their money tax-free. So I'm going to draw that in here. Let's say March 1998. So in essence, any money that you have before this period, that money is going to be tax-free, right? Before March 1998. And any money that is going to happen post this stage, this money is going to be taxable. And I'm going to use some examples now just to make it easy for you to understand, right? This money is what's going to be taxable. So just for the purpose of making this easy, I'm just going to put some figures together. Remember, when you're working with this, you'll use your exact figures, your exact dates when you had started. I just want to make the video easy and I want to give you some type of understanding. So let's assume that you started working on March 1988, which means you're tax-free. So let's put it here, 1988, right? This is my example. So it started in March 1988. Now there's 10 years of money that's tax-free. This is before the 1998 setup, right? That money is completely tax-free. And then you've got an extra portion, which is tax-free, and I'll share it with you just now. You've got another portion, which is post March 1998. Now again, I want to use an example here. So let's say in my example, I use 30. So it means your total years of service here is 10 years before 98 plus 30, which is after 1988. In my example, it's 40, right? So this is 40 years being the total number of years of service. When the calculation is being done, the following should take place. This money should be a portion that is tax-free, and you can access this when you are accessing either, if you're choosing to retire, you can access it using your lump sum gratuity. If you are choosing to resign, you could access this on your cash payout, or if you followed my videos and you want to access the full true 1/3 benefit, which is usually more than the gratuity, then you can make good use of your pre-98 benefits there. So how the pre-98 works, hope it makes sense. Remember to comment below and let me know if you understand this, right? The calculation should work like this. Now, what's the total amount that's going to be tax-free? If you started before 1998, you in essence have two amounts that's going to be tax-free. Now, at the present moment, at the time of me shooting this particular video, there is an amount that every single South African can access tax-free, and this is 550,000. Now, it doesn't matter whether you are a government employee or not. The fact that you are a South African, you are entitled to this amount that's tax-free. So what's the total that's tax-free? It's the 550 plus whatever is in your pre-98. So in essence, if you started before 1998, you have two amounts that are tax-free. And this is quite essential, especially if you want to look at ways in which you can pay the least in tax or save the most in tax, right? Or again, ways in which you don't run out of money, because one of the ways to do that is to make sure you're paying the least in tax. Then, now the key here, and I put this in, is flexibility. Flexibility. You want to be able to adjust your values, because as a rule of thumb, SARS works like this. The more that you are going to take, so more you would take as a lump sum, or more that you could take as an income, that would translate to more tax, right? Because it works on a sliding scale. The more you take, the more you're going to pay. which means the opposite is also true. The less you take as a lump sum, the less you take as an income, the less that you would pay in tax. Now, obviously, there's many factors you want to consider here. How much of money do you actually need? You want to also consider your specific set of situation, your circumstances. Maybe you've got some debt that needs to be settled, things like that. So you want to analyze many things before you decide. And if you are working with your lump sum, once you make that decision, you can't really go back and take another lump sum. So be very cautious when you're doing this. Why I'm saying flexibility is a key here is the option that you're choosing, retiring or resigning, if you're wanting to save on tax and wanting to leverage your Pre-98, you still need to be able to adjust values. Because let's assume in my example, your Pre-98 benefit, let's say the tax-free amount is R1 million. That's what's tax-free, right? In my example. And if your lump sum gratuity sits at 1.5 million, which means there is some amount that's going to be taxable, right? That's above the Pre-98. Now, if you are able to adjust your value, say you took a lower amount and you took 750,000, now you know you are below the tax threshold, you're going to pay less in tax. So this is why I'm saying flexibility is the key. You want to be able to adjust. Then the importance of a tax specialist. Now, I put this one in here because tax may not be your area of expertise. And when it comes to working with SARS, usually when a tax directive is issued, it cannot be reversed, which means if you make a mistake, there's no turning back. The key here is to ensure that you have somebody who has worked on this previously, they understand the tax laws even if you don't, and they can explain things for you in a way that is simple for you to understand. They can do the tax planning and all the calculations in advance, so everything is prepped for you. And very importantly, they can be accountable. See, if you're doing this on your own and you make the mistakes, then you've got no one else to blame but yourself, right? But if you're working with a specialist, someone who's worked with this before, someone who understands and can explain this to you in a way that's simple for you to understand and do all the planning for you, they then become accountable. Which means if something goes wrong, you have a point of call, right? You've got a place that you can go to hold someone accountable to say, hey, listen, we needed to sort this out for me. And then in addition to that, I want to cover now what if SARS makes a mistake. Now, if you are running your calculations, say you are aiming at retiring, it's a bit of a tricky one, you agree? Because your lump sum gratuity, you cannot really adjust that, am I right? The amount is predetermined, it is given to you. Your monthly income, you cannot really adjust that, am I right? That amount is predetermined, you have to take those. Which means when it comes to cases like that, whatever results from a tax perspective, that tax has to get paid. Which means you're kind of hoping now that the calculation is done correctly because you may not have sight of that. Now, if you are aiming at resigning, and I'm not saying that that is the route that you have to take, I'm just explaining the differences of the two. Provided you can get some type of planning done in advance, and if you've watched the testimonials of members that have helped in the past, you would see that this is possible, right? You want to get your prep done in advance. And when you do that, this is what puts you in a position that allows you to save on tax. So keep in mind that you can adjust the 1/3 and you can adjust the income. In fact, the income you can change every single year. And that puts you in a place where you can now start to save tax. If SARS makes a mistake on the Pre-98 tax calculation, because the prep is done ahead of time, this is where you can, your specialist now can be able to figure that out, right? And bring it to your attention. Exactly what I mentioned with this member. The tax was already deducted. So keep in mind that once SARS issues this directive, they're going to act on that directive. Meaning if there's some tax that has to be withdrawn, they're going to withhold that tax. They're going to keep that tax for themselves. It would be left for you and your planner to go back in to motivate to say, hey, listen, there was an error that happened here. And you're going to have to give reasoning for that. And then SARS now would have to sit with this, basically confirm that it was actually a mistake before they make the change. Now, I hope that it doesn't happen to you, but if it does, you want to make sure that you have that leverage, right? You're in a position where you can leverage it, because from a Pre-98 perspective, you really only have one chance to get this thing right. If you end up having too much of money. Say you have R1,000,000 in tax-free benefit for Pre-98 and you only use 800,000, whatever's left over, you're going to lose. So you're never going to be able to recover that again. It's not like a rollover where you can claim it at some point in time in the future. So you want to make sure that you maximize it. You get this thing done properly in the beginning so everything sets itself up for success going forward. I hope you found the video helpful. Comment below and let me know what has been your key takeaways from here, and I'll catch you on the next video.